All right, so we had an interesting game here on Sunday Night Football between the Rams and the 49ers, an NFC West showdown. I must say, this was quite the conflicting game for me to watch. In terms of the Niners, Jimmy Garoppolo came out here and he looked like the Jimmy Garoppolo we saw last season. 22 of 33 passing, 3 touchdowns, no picks. He hit his man Kittle. He hit his man Samuel. He was out there making throws down the field and making plays. Granted, he wasn't spectacular in the second half of this game, but for the first half, he was doing his thing. Second half, they just weren't executing on plays as consistently as they wanted to, but they were still making plays, at least enough plays to win this game. So Niners offense did what they needed to do. Niners defense came up clutch and did what they needed to do when it was time to show up. Granted, we already know the Niners are dealing with injuries and they're trying to figure out how to go throughout this whole season. Obviously, Richard Sherman has been injured. Hopefully they'll have him back in a couple weeks. We'll see how that situation goes. But defense today for the Niners, they showed up and did what they needed to do against the Rams. They stopped. The Rams had an opportunity to make this 4-point game, make it, I believe, what was it going to be, 21-17 in the third quarter. And at the goal line, Goff throws a pick, which part of it was his fault. Part of it was his fault for not seeing the defender. But I'm going to give more credit to the Niners defense because I don't know who got the pick, but he saw Goff's eyes, he read the play, and he ran and got that pick. And that was, in my opinion, the game changer. That's when I looked at this and said, okay, this game's over. Because the Rams all day have been struggling to move the ball, and they got an opportunity to make this game a 4-point game, and they just lost their opportunity. And obviously, we saw throughout the rest of the game, it ended up costing them. So, Niners offense looked good in the first half. They looked great in the first half. Slowed down in the second half. Niners defense throughout the game was consistent. They didn't give up a lot of big plays, but they managed to do their job. So good on them. And they weren't committing penalties, so that's also nice. Let's switch over to the Rams. Jared Goff was very, let's just say, I don't want to say passive. Yeah, I guess I'll say passive, because for the most part in the first half, he wasn't really taking shots down the field. In fact, for much of this game, they were just taking the underneath pass, checkdowns here and there. For him on the game, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The second touchdown was actually on the touchdown in which they were getting more aggressive. He threw the ball down the field late in the fourth quarter to make the score closer and make it an 8-point game to give them an opportunity to possibly come back. So that was a great touchdown. I think it was Reynolds. I don't know who got that pass. I think it was Reynolds. But great throw on that one. Great execution. Got it to an 8-point game. But for much of this game, Goff himself wasn't spectacular. And this offense was stalling at times. When they were running the ball, they were pretty much effective. But in terms of the passing game, there was just a lot of miscues and a lot of missed opportunities. A couple jump passes here and there. A couple plays I know Goff wanted back. And overall, just questioned a very, very confusing and questioning play calling in this game. I do not know what they were thinking on that 4th down play. I wasn't mad that they went for it on 4th down. I just didn't like the play they called. I felt like if they would have ran it up the gut or tried something with the run, they could have been able to get it in. Instead, they chose on 4th down to throw the ball across the field to the other side, and that's how it got picked off. That was the play call McVay called, and I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't like the play calling right there. I did not like the play calling. The play calling throughout this game was very suspect to me. I just didn't like it. It just felt like the Rams, they couldn't capitalize. They were at the red zone, 3rd down. But the play before the 4th down. 3rd down, the ball is in the hands of Cooper Kupp. He can't hold on. That forces the 4th down. And then the pick happens. Like, so many missed opportunities for the Rams on offense. They just couldn't capitalize on it, and it just hurt them today. Now, they're sitting on the season 4-2. Not bad. They've been great. Honestly, I don't know what to make of this Rams team, because for the most part, they've looked great this season, but there are just times where they also just look sluggish. I don't know. They seem like a great team. I think they're still writing their story right now. They seem like a great team, but the Rams are still trying to figure out what they want to be right now. Not too bad. Being 4-2 of the season is pretty great. A good chunk of teams at this point is 4-2. So They don't look terrible. Obviously, I'm not going to say they look terrible. They're 4-2. But I don't know what to make of them, and I don't know what to make of this Rams offense. I still think they're trying to figure this out, you know. They're trying to figure out what they want to be, trying to figure out what they want to do. But, hey, they're in a good position right now, 4-2, not out of the division. They're in the race. They're in a good position to make the playoffs. We'll see how it goes for them in the coming weeks. As for the Niners, they go to 3-3. In a season where you're dealing with this many injuries, to be 3-3 after 6 games, you can't be mad at it. You can't be mad at it. They've still got work to do, and hopefully they can get a couple players back who are injured but can still come back on the season. Richard Sherman is definitely one, so we'll see how that goes. And, yeah, they're just trying to navigate through a tough season that's been filled with injuries from them. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but they have a good opportunity to. Sitting at 3-3, they've got a good shot, so we'll see how they go. I like the NFC West right now, in my opinion, is the most competitive division in the league. Second would probably be our division in the AFC North. But, yeah, I like what I'm seeing from the NFC West. I like what I'm seeing from Seattle. I like what I'm seeing from Arizona. I like what I'm seeing with the Rams. And I like what I'm seeing with the Niners. So, very competitive division. This was a tough loss for the Rams, but a great win for the Niners. And what could have been a must-win to try and get their season back intact. So, we'll see what happens. Both teams still competing. One's 4-2, one's 3-3. This win did a lot for the Niners, and we'll just see what happens to both teams moving forward. Not much to say about this game, so yeah, great win for the Niners. That's all I got, and I'm out of here. Peace.